Hey everybody, welcome to Talking Habs, the home of Habs hockey, where everything is dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. So in this video, I'm going to give my preview of today's game between Montreal Canadiens and the Minnesota Wild in Minnesota. Second game in, it's not back-to-back exactly, but second game in 3 games for Montreal against Minnesota, and Minnesota hasn't played since the last game in Montreal. To get more of my content like this on a daily basis, subscribe, ring the notifications bell right down there, and leave any comments you may have as well. So first off, I'm going to ask all you Canadians out there, don't forget to go out and vote tomorrow. It's Sunday today. Don't forget to go out and vote on Monday. Very important. Okay, let's get right to the game. So the Habs played yesterday in St. Louis, and it was a marvelous game. Nice 5-2 win over the defending Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues. And today, the second game of back-to-back games. They're in Minnesota to play the Wild. So last night it was Price and Nets. I believe today it will be Keith Kincaid. So let's get to some stats. Right now, Montreal is 4-2-2, and they're fourth in the Atlantic. And Minnesota is 1-6-0, and they are seventh in the Central. On the road, Montreal is 2-0-2. And against the West, they are 3-0-0. And head-to-head against Minnesota, they are 1-0-0 this year. Minnesota is 1-6-0. I said that. At home, they're 0-1-0. Against the East, they're 1-3-0. And head-to-head, they're 0-1-0. So, stats-wise, goals per game, 3.75 for Montreal, good for fourth. 2.00 for Minnesota, good for last place, 31st. Montreal has 31 goals for, Minnesota 14 goals for. It's a big difference there. Montreal's offense is rolling. Goals against per game, Montreal is at 3.13, good for 17th in the league. Minnesota is 4.14, once again, good for 31st in the league. Sorry if I'm out that my cat is scratching my leg because I'm filming. Montreal has given up 26 goals against, and Minnesota has given up 29 goals against in one fewer game than Montreal. Power play percentage. Montreal is at 25.8%, good for 8th. Minnesota is at a woeful 12%, still early in the season, but still at 12%, good for 25th in the league. PK percentage. Montreal has moved up quite a bit since their 61.1. They're at 70. What did I write there? 73? I think something like that. 73 or 72.1%. Sorry, my writing is really bad there, and I can't read it. How's that? Good for 25th in the league. And Minnesota is at 77.8%, and that's good for 19th in the league. That's the only stat that they're better at. Shorthanded. No, that's not what I'm writing. Shots. Shots per game. 33.8 for 8th in the league for Montreal, 29.9 for 21st in the league for Minnesota. It's a new stat. I haven't used it before. I didn't recognize the shorthand notes there. 31.9 in shots against for Montreal. 31.9, 15th overall, and 32 for Minnesota, 16th overall. So they're just behind Montreal. Top 4 scorers on each team. Galley for Montreal, 8 games played, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Domi, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. Same with Drouin, and Tatar has 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. Their plus minuses are Galley +2, Domi +1, Drouin, Tatar +2. On the other side, oh, by the way, Gallagher, if he gets a point today, that's his 300th point in his career. So he's looking for his 300th point today. On the other side, Spurgeon, Hunt, and Suter and Foligno are the top 4 scorers. In 7 games, Spurgeon is 1-3-4, Hunt is 2-2-4, Suter is 1-3-4, and Foligno is 3 assists for 3 points. Their plus minuses are Spurgeon -7, Hunt a 0, Suter -6, and Foligno a 0. As far as their goalies now, Kincaid should be in nets today. Kincaid, he's played the 1 game. He lost in a shootout, so he's 0-0-1. He's 4.92 goals against and an 8.73 save percentage. So he wants to get those numbers actually to come down on one side and up on the other. I don't know who's in nets for Minnesota, but Dubnyk has played 5 games. He's 0-5-0 with a 4.44 goals against and an 8.67 save percentage. So you might see him here, you might not. Stalock is 2-1-1 with a 2.07 and a 9.29. So I imagine you might see Stalock, but I don't know. They didn't announce, I didn't see. So today, will Armia be ready to play? I don't think so. And neither will Fleury. I think they'll be out another couple of games each. But because they're still both listed as out, and I haven't seen anything else. So, keys to victory. What happens in the game today? I wrote down, it's as a joke, but I don't know how far off of a joke it is. I said, just show up to the game. The way Minnesota's playing, and the way Montreal's playing, they just need to show up and drop the puck and should take care of itself. But when you look at it like that, if you're the team, not a good way to look at it. You can't look past Minnesota. You still have to play them. And when you do look past them, that's when you get your ass kicked. So Minnesota's a bad team, but if Montreal looks past them, takes it for granted they will win, they could get a surprise. It's a second game of back-to-back games. Our backup is in net, so don't let the Wild take advantage of that. Play their game of skating, speed, and skill. Don't take penalties and capitalize on their power plays. Power play's going really good right now. If you're going to get some power play chances, you got to capitalize on some of them. Play for 60 minutes. If they play for 60 minutes the way they played against St. Louis, and Kincaid is solid in nets, which I don't see why. I mean, his numbers weren't great in the first game, but they weren't playing great when he played. So he only played 1 game, so those numbers should change. To me, it's that simple. Play their game for 60 minutes and they'll win. Montreal's probably a little banged up and tired from yesterday, so that might play into it a little bit. So my game prediction is 4-2 for Montreal. Closer than I'd like, but it's still a win, right? Although, Minnesota wants to. They haven't played since Thursday, since the loss. They're going to want to win. And they're at home. So that could give them a little bit of a boost being at home. So that's why Montreal cannot take this game for granted. They've got to play their game and they'll win. That's how I look at it. So that's it. I don't see anything else to say. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the notifications bell. That's down below, and you can leave any comments down there. Let me know what you guys think the score will be and what you think of Kincaid being in nets for the second game of the season. And yeah, that's it. So like I said, subscribe, ring the notifications bell, and that'll get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs. Thanks for watching once again, and go Habs go! Let's kick some wild ass. Bye, y'all.